Howdy everyone. It's painting stream time. Hooray! Everyone applaud right now. Applaud. Everyone applaud. Everyone. Hooray! Woo! How's it going? Hope everyone is doing well. Time for all to get closer to beating allegations. Exactly. Yeah, how is everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing well. We are going to do some painting. We'll start in a minute. Or a few minutes, I guess. Just chat for a bit. How's it? How's things? How's people's? You know, what are you up to? Are you painting as well? Maybe. Who knows? You might be. You might not be. Mysteries of streaming. Want a 40k game today with Ivan? Hell yeah. I'm good, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Primed Skatari boys, hell yeah. One singular clap for you, thank you. I'm going to take a go on social media this morning. Oh yeah, let's avoid that topic. Just in general, I don't think we need to go there. I think we can all come here, just do some painting, and forget that the world is falling apart. Yeah. Today. I'll be doing some Bladeguard today, which I started. I'll show you what I've done so far. In a moment, we'll just let some more people come in and let the ads on Twitch finish, just in case. Apparently now would be a good time to insert ads on YouTube, literally as I start. So thanks, YouTube, for recommending that. I will decline your advice, though. If you want to go ahead, though, and I'll do this at the start, and probably every hour when I remember to. Like the stream, because that does help it kind of get further reach because of algorithm stuff. But just hang out, say hello. Text to speech there, become a member, gift memberships, all that stuff's there. Same on Twitch, subs and all that. It's all there, but as long as you're here, as long as you're having fun, we'll try not to talk about laminators again. As much fun as that was. Pyro the ODST or Theods. Thank you for following. Yeah, I managed to record my latest video this morning, which is very cool. Speed it up, buddy. Go faster, 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 faster. Unless you mean your name. Pyro Theod, I don't know. Laminate faster. Right. Greetings from the US. Minus 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Oof. I use a large format laminator at work. They are cool. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We found the laminator person. Laminators are pretty cool. Do Leckman. What should I prime work first? Character or some basic infantry? Why don't you prime both? Orbital dropship trooper ODST. Yeah, I thought it was like ODST, like from like the Halo. Did you hear about Shaun the Sheep Skynet crossover? They're making the laminator. Oh, hello Steve. How's it going? Set fire to your pile of shame. I mean, that's one way to do it. Think you're snowing in the Carolina Shores today. Wow. Right. Might as well flick over and just see what's going on. And get started. I'll talk about what I'm doing, and then eventually I'll probably start. Oh, my wet palette. My wet palette is looking especially wet today. Although it might just be where the light is. I don't know. I feel like every stream the wet palette's going to look different. Hopefully also it's a bit more zoomed out. And by a bit more zoomed out, I mean I've moved the light higher, but it hasn't collapsed in on itself yet, so that's good. You banned the word. Okay. Start from now because that's on the minute time. Thanks, Steve. You see the call out you got from Carmine's latest? Yes, I replied to him, yes. Or hand reveal. Look at these horrible hands. All bony and probably should have cut my nails, and I've got a massive thing there. Grey model haters attempted to build without seething challenge impossible. Face reveal? I mean, I've had my face on the channel before. I mean, it's here. It's like here, but you can't see it. I mean, I'll reveal this before we get started. This is what came in the post. Like, and it was addressed to Paula's ballot stuff, so it really freaked me out. But it was a local friend of mine. But that is my own shiny crab blocks, which was laminated, which ends all the laminate conversation. His face is on the bottom right of the screen. True. I mean, I look like this in real life, so it's not exactly different. Show feet or I riot. I mean, they're like this, but feetish. Yes, here are my Bladeguard so far. I was going to say about something else. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, let me talk about... Man, I really should have cut my nails. They're a bit long. Oh well, we'll just have to deal with that. Oh yeah, thanks, Steve. All right, I already owe you a drawing. I owe you another one because I forgot. Well done. You fucking... the banned word thing is so annoying. That was an easy one. I just completely forgot about it. So what I basically did is I did a kind of... I did a dry brush all over, so you can kind of see the dry brush on the parts that I haven't painted. Then on the armor, I went over with the Silicanum Grey. Which looks really nice, actually, on all the armor. Like, actually come out really nicely. Like, it's a very subtle edge highlight on a lot of things, especially in this light. But a very smooth black otherwise. I really like it. I think it's come out really nicely. I can't wait to completely ruin it by getting paint all over it when I try and paint the other parts. But all three are the same, essentially. Screaming Raven's Bladeguard? Yes. That one there as well. I think it was this one, like, the arm fell off. So also I didn't glue it on properly or it knocked itself, so... The thing with a lot of the stuff that I have now, like, done the dry brushing for the highlights, is I'm going to now cover it in a solid color. So, for example, places like this, like, that's not really enough for something like a snake white leather to really make it look brown enough. So it's going to come out too dark. So I need to lighten it up anyway. So it's going to cover some of it unless I do quite a light coat. So we'll see how that goes. But my plan today, I think, is to kind of get all of like the silver, the brown, all of the kind of standard details done. The swords, I'll probably do the blades on the swords, but leave the rest. The shields are going to be, the shields and the swords are going to be the main piece of color, as well as kind of this cloak area here. So the cloak obviously kind of goes from here to up here, and on the other side as well, back there. Why are they so small? That's just the size of minis, isn't it? Would it be quicker to just call it the scabbards? I mean, it's not necessarily just the scabbards, right? Because there's these bits are not the scabbards. That's a holster. You got these bits back here in the belt and stuff. Like, the scabbards are also going to be different. The theme for this is going to be so in the original video, I think I said like I wanted one to be Link, one to be the Hylian Shield and Master Sword, then one would be like Leona from League of Legends, and one was something from WoW. And I spanned the wheel and got the WoW one, but I was like, I actually have a better idea because someone pointed it out. Like, basically they're going to be like, one of them is going to be Kokiri Sword, Kokiri Shield, and then like regular tunics are green. What'll be the Master Sword, the Hylian Shield, and probably red or blue. Probably that blue cloak, maybe? Yeah, so one of them's going to have the mirror shield with the red cloak and like these kind of bits here have like the wings of like hover boots, and then the other one will be Hylian Shield, Master Sword, so Vigoran Sword and Mirror Shield, Hylian Sword, and Master Sword, Hylian Shield, Iron Boots, something like that. We'll work it out. Sorry about Paul, my internet is dying. Are these ravens screaming yet? Not quite. They should be 8 foot tall, not 2 inches. If people want to play, like, you know how people have like the big chess sets, like the, you know, in like fancy gardens, like the not life size, but like big chessboards. Having like a life size Warhammer game where you get a bunch of people who are 8 foot tall to come and do the be the models for you would be very interesting. That's the plan for today. But I think to start with, essentially, because I kind of started all three, because I rolled something that I'm not doing, I figured I'd just do all three at once. So all of the silver details. I think probably these shields will also be... I don't know what to do about these parts. Link has a gun? Absolutely. I mean, they're technically all going to be Link. So, like, obviously, these bits here, the shoulder trim, the bits on the backpack, the undersuit, all of the stuff that's normally silver on a Screamer Raven. That's standard stuff. Like these bits here. Tilt shield, I guess, can be the same color as this, or maybe to do with the cloak, just to have a bit of color. I don't know. Fire arrows, light arrows, and ice arrows. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, that could be what the shields are, right? Based on those. But obviously, the scabbard for, like, the Master Sword is really fancy, so I'm going to try and do that. Each Triforce piece on them? Could do. I feel like that's going to be a bit much. Otherwise, it'd be fine. You get lowly and one as well. But low rule, you make that joke. You probably aren't aware that low rule is a place in Link Between Worlds. So, good reference. We're going to open our drawer of dreams and find the colours we need. Try and remember which one of these has more in it. I think this one. Is that right? I think we'll just start with that. This is how we learn if our... that just looks so wet. Like, you should, like, with a wet palette, you shouldn't have water coming off on your hand, right? Is that too wet? Any wet paletters know what I'm doing wrong? Don't get why they have iron hailers when they have storm shields. Double protection. You know. Yeah, the main thing I think is the wet palette's too wet. But it's also not, because it's not like softened, but I think that area is okay. I'll just rotate it around to kind of go for the drier area. Quite dry area. Should I just stop touching it with my hand? Probably. But it's very, very wet. Hello, Alex G. You're over my head, okay. Should I, like, dry it off a little bit? We'll see what happens when I put a bit of paint on it. It might just go bleh immediately. Sorry for the camera shake. I'm going to be doing this. There we go, tissue. I've got a spare one over here, actually, so. Just to kind of get some of that. I'll wet it like you have, then use paper towel to dry it so it's moist but still kind of dry. Yeah, I think. Let's just fix that up. Yeah, that's better. Well, I need the light now to see the... No, actually doesn't like the edge. That looks better. That feels a bit better. We fixed it. Hooray! Everyone applaud. Everyone applaud and like the stream. That's the rules. We'll start with a nice, simple... Small layer brush. And once again, I will likely be unable to like reply to every comment because remember the insects. So I apologize if I'm missing your messages. Again, the best way to, if you want me to really actually read what you say, text-to-speech way, so bits or super chat is probably the best way. Or like gifting subs and members, I think you can still get super chat to read stuff out. And I apologize if I apologize for a couple of things. One, I've got to put that in there. If I accidentally take the model off the camera, I am looking to get a better setup, so your support will help me invest in that. So thank you for that. And also, I'm bad, so yell at me. I need like a cheap-ish like channel point reward on Twitch or something, so people can set off an alarm or something that will warn me if I'm off the camera. Like a buzzer just goes. Support. Anyway, so basically all areas like the crests here, Iron Halo. These bits on the arm, all of that. But might as well get started. And I'm going to try my best not to touch the black armor because I actually like the way the black armor looks. So. Yeah, that definitely. The crisp moment when you apply the first brush stroke, yeah. And I'm also paid in money to appear, but I'm employed at work. Wow! Nice call out. So I think after January, like depending on where the channel is, it might be that I then say I'm no longer unemployed, I'm actually doing this. I mean, technically I'm doing that now, but I'm also kind of on the I'm unemployed kind of thoughts. Potentially this does become my thing. It's just slightly... I mentioned this before, well... That's fine, I'm going to do something to touch you anyway. I'm just slightly on the cusp. We'll see. You'll eventually each do and make your matte paints shiny. I've heard that, but I've used metallics on wet palette before, and I've not had a problem with it. But then I also don't paint enough that maybe it causes a problem. So that's one piece. I'm now staring at this model going, where else do I need to put it? Obnox, thank you for following. Over on Twitch. Can't watch the stream, I have to go to therapy. Well, good luck at therapy, hope it goes well. But these bits here I like doing. And this bit here. It's these little inconsequential bits that like no one ever really looks at. I'm still on this thing. There's somewhere it's dedicated exclusively to hidden paint areas on minis. Yeah, I can respect it, but it ain't for me. The inside of my Storm Raven is not painted. And I will glue it shut. It's not worth it. So far so good, I think. Issue these bits on the back while I'm here. Read slower. I already read very slow. I speak very quickly, I read very slowly. Which as a combination is terrible. I get the back side. As well. Also, in a concentrating face is very funny. True. What's the worst paint spill you ever had? I've actually not, touch wood, had any bad paint spills. The worst I had was on stream where I accidentally dipped Magnus's wingtip into a pot of paint when I tried to move him, but I managed to catch it. That's probably the worst I've done. Not really sure I'm doing that skull there because I know I'm going to come back to it later. 100% on-camera improvement so far. Nice. I think it's because the camera is slightly higher, so I have to come all the way back here to get it off the screen. But I actually find that I've just I basically put the camera in the right place. That's what I'm saying. Could be a bit of a nightmare position. Oh, for God's sake. I was like, oh, I did so well. Massive bloody splodge there. I might be able to get that, to be fair. Kind of just made it worse, but I got some of it at least. That's fine. We'll go with that. Battle damage, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I need to do the trim of that shoulder anyway, so I'm probably going to make a bunch more mistakes in that space, so... Not a huge deal. There's the one problem with contrast paints, though, is kind of... Fixing the mistake is a bit more tricky. I think I'm probably going to go... Actually, this one's a bit easier to get to, so... I need to do the same thing this time. Cool, so I think that's most of the stuff on the back. You put your brush in your mouth to remake the pointed tip? Sometimes. But I haven't done it really recently. I've kind of fallen out the habit. So many of those words are wrong. Very surprising. Oh, Lemextra, thank you for €2.
These Primaris look awesome with the black color.
Yeah, I do love the way the Primaris look. And I think this is probably my favorite black recipe. Might be a little too watered down now. Where else are we doing? I want to get into the arm here. Can't really see one over there, so that's fine. I want to do this bit here. A little bit. Oh.
Are you running these guys raw or with a squad of 6, a chaplain and an impulsar transport?
Absolutely raw. Thank you for the $5. No, I am running these a squad of 3 with a Judicia. I play Vanguard Spearhead, so I'm using the Blade Driven Deep to give him infiltrate. So far, I've not had success with it, but I think I'm playing it wrong. And I do kind of wish I had enough points to have 6 of them rather than 3. What's your opinions on the Horus Heresy Marines? Would they be something you're interested in? They look kind of cool, but I'm not super interested in the Horus Heresy stuff, if I'm honest. I guess this skull wants to be silver. And I'm not doing anything to the shields or the swords, because they're going to be all kind of different, so... Let's get the main colours down. Probably that one there as well. I see you hiding back there, you little shit. Oh. One massive thing I need to do is the trim. Hey! What do you use for battle damage? I shoot them with a BP gun. Oh, we're doing it. I think I just use like a sponge. I don't like do proper like marks on them unless I fucked up the building somehow. But afternoon, Simon Jansen. Hello. I use a gun. Just a gun.
Is it possible to know the date of the Gunpla stream? I'm sure there could be amazing custom painted mobiles suits on the Discord.
I'm not doing a specific Gunpla stream, but there are. Tomorrow will be a completed projects review, which do usually have Gundam in them. So that'll be when I do more Gundam reviews. I'm not doing like a specific Gundam review one though. Kind of all piled into the mountain of completed projects people have submitted that I need to review. Thank you for your €5. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the trim. So it's these bits here, essentially. I'm not going to be too bothered if I get it on the tilt shield, but I would like to avoid the pauldron. If at all possible. Because trying to refix some of these bits, especially where it kind of goes into that little edge there, it's so annoying. I like max concentration on this, which is probably not the most gripping of you experience, but I do want to make sure I get this right. With as minimal mistakes as possible. That's why stuff like the review streams are so nice because it's easier to interact with the chat. That's fairly neat. I'm pretty happy with that. You have a speedrun games? I used to be a world record holder in a game. Serious Sam, the first encounter. Many years ago, I had the any percent tourist difficulty world record in first and second encounter, but that was years ago. Until I was beaten out by basically everyone else, and then it became too difficult to really catch back up. I enjoy speedrunning though. I think speedrunning is great. How am I going to... When we get to some of these areas, the answer is I won't. I'll just, they'll just be hidden. Because they're covered by another part of the model. Hooray! Laziness. Let's to sold out. Apologies if I absolutely butchered the name. Thank you for following. Over on to... This is one problem with painting. Especially if you're not doing sub-assemblies like I'm not, because I'm too lazy to try and do them in sub-assemblies. Some of the areas that are easier to see where there's something missing is not the area which is easier to paint that problem. But I think that's pretty good apart from that bit there. There you go, that's all the nice silver details. At least the ones that are like the main ones. That's quite nice. Let's do it again. You think there'll be a theme of these blade guards? What color? So these are going to be Legend of Zelda, well, Link themed from Ocarina of Time. So the swords and shields are going to be the main thing. It's going to be like Master Sword with Hylian Shield, Kokiri Sword, Kokiri Shield, and Bigoron Sword with Mirror Shield, and then the cloaks as well. And someone also pointed out the light, the elemental arrows will also make a good point of color as well. So a combination of those things will be the theme. Well, something should be doing, like all my assembled models are currently fully assembled apart from the Falcon. I only really do sub-assemblies on big models that really need it. Like I did it on Magnus, but small models I don't bother because I'm not really looking for like super. Like if there's parts of the model which you just cannot see because like here, like I will not be able to paint all of that trim because the shield is in the way, so I'm not going to bother. You attended some competitive 4K. I've only ever been to the Tabletop Tactics like league stuff, which is like it's competitive, but it's not like super competitive. But I would recommend it. It was a lot of fun because I'm going again soon. What I've heard competitive is actually pretty fine. Like, obviously there are horror stories, but mostly alright. If you get a fun shiny chrome paint to be mirror shield. No, what my plan is basically is going to be blue. It's going to be silver with a blue contrast paint. That usually works pretty well. Now we do the whole thing again. Hooray! Yeah, batch paint for batch painting for me, I think the limit for batch painting models is 5. Fortunately, there's only 3 of these. Even when I did my Centurions, I did them in groups of 3. Just because, even my Devastators, which I had 6 of, I was like, I can't do all of them at the same time. But I've got a video idea in the bank of when I get around to doing like Skaven from Skaven Tide. Like, how insane would I go doing 20 clan rats? Such a small bit. Just in there. I actually got it. What an absolute genius I am. And I guess I've got stuff like gits as well that need a similar treatment. Like 20 stabbers or shooters, probably stabbers. You wouldn't recommend tackling a full unit of 10 guardians with weapons platform at once. Depends how you feel. I always find, like, if I'm doing like a group of 10, like building especially like a group of 10, after 5, I'm like, oh my god, there's still like, I've got to do all of what I've just done again. Number 6, I think doing the 6th and the 7th is always the worst. Because you get to 5, you're like, oh my god, it's only halfway. 6 to 7 are a slog, and then you're like, oh, I've only got like 3 more. And so 8. 8, 9, and 10 are not too bad. I think 6, 7, and possibly 8 even are the worst. When you get to 9, you're like, oh my god, there's only 2 more. I think when I do more than 5, those are the times when I start to really, like, flag. I'll put my calculator. Yeah, exactly. Is it not 40 in the box? There might be. I don't think that. Well, there could be. I mean, if there aren't, I have a bunch from Stormbringer anyway. So they're really over detailing their basic units 40k. I think that is a potentially fair complaint. I would be interested in seeing, because I think they're okay. Obviously, like, yeah, there is a lot of detail, but you can kind of. I like the thought that. Okay, this is kind of I guess maybe what they're thinking is like. The more details painters can like use those details on the sculpt, and then they still look nice even if you don't actually paint them different. For less less detailed painters, but I feel like a lot of those less detailed painters want to do the details and then struggle. If you know what I mean. Anyone have a lot more little bits on them. Yeah, I think it gives them a bit more life and stuff. But yeah, sometimes it's a bit much. But even with all that extra detail, people will yell at you for not drilling your gun barrels anyway, so. Guess it is still giving the people what they want. I think that's all the bits on the... Oh, no, not all the bits. One more bit to do at this area. It's a lot about knee pads. Interesting, I'll be interested to know why specifically knee pads. Is it just not like knees? I can tell I'm not sitting correctly because my knee is jittering. Almost finished my Bladeguard, hell yeah. Currently cleaning nubs and scraping mold lines, nice. Your favourite part of the process. Ugh. So I think that's all the back parts. Let's do the front. I actually started with this first last time, didn't I? This crest is a major part of it. Feel like I'll ruin it. Yeah. I think part of it is like you just kind of have to go for it, because the one problem is like you might ruin it, but you're never going to get better and kind of learn confidence if you know you might ruin a couple of models. So I mean, it's good to find like models if you can that you don't mind quote unquote ruining. And the other thing you'll remember is like what you consider ruined, another person will probably not consider ruined. So, all part of the process. And I know it's very tricky. Like, normally, like, for something like this, like... I mean, we talked about speedrunning earlier. Yeah, you might ruin the run, but it's a run of a game you can restart quickly. Problem with painting is, like, if you ruin a model, that's quite expensive and a lot of, like, time and effort that you've wasted. So, it's less, you know... less difficult to fix that. Like, with a video game, you can get better, like, you know, I've been playing Go to Work. I can spend 4 hours doing the same thing over and over and failing to try and improve. I can't do that with painting, because if I spend 4 hours failing, I've wasted a lot of money and time. Hello, Cassie Dragon. At least you can, yeah, you can repaint a model, obviously. Yeah, you can, you know, strip it down and whatever. Can't even see it on camera, but I did do the belt buckle. Wow, aren't I great? Let me do that in there. Probably shouldn't have bothered, really. Mr. Belt Buckle over here. I'm getting Belt Buckle Jones over here, but I digress. Any painting tips for Centurions, or for like putting them together? Centurions aren't that bad to put together. They're a little bit fiddly in some places. Like the gun kind of cables can get a bit tricky, but outside of that, they're actually pretty fine to put together. But like, yeah, the cable going into the back of the gun, or the back of like the arm guns, is kind of annoying. Painting wise, again, they're not that bad. And what I quite like about them is obviously you got all that underskeleton, and it looks good whether you like paint it or you don't paint it. So you can kind of do as much or as little of it as you want, which is quite nice. I think we just got the shoulder trim again to do. YouTubers make paint stripping seem pretty darn easy if they've been lying on the internet. I've only ever had to really strip one thing, and it was a base coat, and it never really like fully stripped it. It is probably quite easy, but you're never going to get back to like a perfect like no paint on it at all model. It's always going to have at least some staining as far as I can tell. But it's not necessarily like the actual, you know, stripping a model is fairly easy, but that's still like, you know, if you paint a model have to strip it, that's a lot of time you've spent on something you're not happy with, which, you know, still sucks. Plus, you know, you're then going to strip it down and try again. It's never going to be exactly the same. Might cause problems down the road, so... Especially if you're aiming to like get a fully painted army, having to repaint an entire model you spent hours doing is going to be annoying, right? There's always going to be a knock on the confidence, which you got to try and work through. There's a lot of this kind of like unmentioned kind of side effects of stuff like stripping paint. It's not necessarily just the stripping paint that's the problem. There's a lot of stuff that goes with it. Any tips for painting on metal minis? I've never painted... Apart from... Even as a kid, I never painted a metal mini. Or maybe I did, like, once. But I can't remember. I don't know if there's any particular tips about painting metal versus plastic. I think a little bit not wet enough. Maybe I'm wrong. A little better. Maybe. Well, I made the same mistake on this model as well with that dot. That dot's going to be on every single model. Top tip for painting metal, don't. Good tip. Tip for painting plastic, metal, find a plastic version. Yeah, I think the general consensus is if you have metal minis, don't. Just don't. If you have metal minis, no you don't. That look. Alright, I've gone a bit off camera. Oh yeah, these chains on the The scabbard as well, I've not done. Get those in. I could have come back and done these later with the rest of the scabbard, but I think I'll get them done now. Just to get them in. There we go. I guess the skull on the tilt shield I'll do while I'm here, but I may come back and cover that accidentally. There we go. Another silvered up. Oops, that was bad. Hey, what's up, Robert? Looking good, thank you. Made their own models out of hot glue and cardboard. Jesus. Yeah, metal minis, if you throw them at your opponent, do really well. I'm going to do a quick little refresh the brush. Make sure I'm not getting too much paint on the brush and stuff. What do you think about Legion of the Damned conversions? I think a lot of them look pretty cool. Out of the ways to win video. Yeah, the thing is, like, metal minis are fine, but if you can find the big titty minis, they're going to do more damage. If you find a metal version of those big titty models and then you eat them at your opponent, you know, that can do even more damage. Throw a metal Magnus. At that point, just get a brick. Throw a brick at them. Hydrate. Everyone hydrate. And like the stream. Sure, yeah, if they're made out of lead, even better. That's cast a forge land raid and shop it at my opponent. There you go. Now you're thinking. We'll start on the crest again this time. This one's a bit more tricky. Oh. What's the theme for these guys? This is going to be Link's equipment from Ocarina of Time. So Master Sword, Hylian Shield, Bagilron Sword, and Mirror Shield, Kakiri Shield, and Kiri Sword. Plus the tunics for the cloak color. Plus, as someone suggested in chat, potentially the elemental arrows as part of maybe the tilt shield. Or maybe part of the, actually might be nice as part of the Iron Halo might be quite cool. Also, the shields don't make this model easy to paint. Yep. Thunderhawk made in metal once. Jeez. It was an iron ingot, basically. The 2000 almost 30 years ago. Why do you say this? Why do you do this to us? We're already old. We don't deserve this. Ugh. Oh. I will say one thing I need to sort out is I need to go find a gym again. I kind of thought I'd, you know, spend January resting and then work out what I'm doing before I sign up, but I think because I'm probably gonna make this a thing, or try and make this whole YouTube a thing. I probably need to go find a gym so I can actually start working out again, because my body has been falling apart. Obviously, you know, I spent a lot of time at desk anyway, but now that I'm doing like a lot of video editing, which means I'm drawing over a tablet, which is leaning over, painting more, which is leaning over, I need to make sure that my body does not fall apart. Because unlike some of you spry spring chickens in chat, I am old, and my body needs to not fall apart. Especially because I haven't really been... Like, the gym also was something where I used a lot, you know, drank protein and stuff, so I'm not really doing that either, so... Let me sort that out. I think I'm older than you. True, yeah. I am 34, which I believe is the correct number. It took me a while to remember. I'm at that age where it takes me a while to remember how old I am, even though it's really easy because I was born in 1990, so it's actually really easy to work out. But to be fair, yeah, as soon as you hit 30, your spine has planned obsolescence in it. So your spine does just start to break as soon as you hit 30. You become a whole lot less stealthy in your 30s as well. You click constantly just trying to move. Ads are playing on Twitch. I'm just going to carry on because I'm in the zone, but I will play an ad. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Money. Allow me to do this thing. Help me make a better fucking setup than this shit. Thank you for support. Thanks for sticking around. That's the main thing, as long as you're here and interacting and having a good time. That's all I care about. But I'm also playing ads so YouTube and Twitch stop whining at me incessantly. Already clinked constantly 25. Wow, you got it early. What's your max on the reverse incline vortex squat dip inversion? A million. I'm very bad at lying. Your weakness. I backfed in my 20s, now it's stronger than ever. True. Apart from it's not, is it? How is your back, Steve? Are you alright? Long white beard, I assume. I don't have a long white beard, no. I have a messy brown beard. Well, kind of more, I guess, slightly orange. Got a bit of ginger in there, and a bit of grey. A bit of grey in there. Not a huge amount. It's about the colour of my avatar. Maybe a bit darker. Well, it depends on the light. Obviously, in the dark, you can't see it, so it doesn't matter. But my foot feels like it's tearing itself in half. My rib hurts when I breathe, my thumb still is 100%. You should see more doctors. Huge fan of your channel, and currently I am painting my Death Guard bodyguards. Hell yeah. Thanks for being a fan of the channel, and not just do cardio first, then move a muscle. Cardio is a filthy word, how dare you. Steve will be arriving at your location shortly. It's that meme of like, this man is 100 kilometers away, 99, 98, 97, 99, blah, blah, blah. God, why did you... And I'm taking that as painted, that'll do. You're 1 year younger than the original Wallace and Gromit. Hell yeah! I think. Can you give me the day off so I can finish Grogu? I can't, but also it sounds like you're really like in a lot of pain, so maybe you could take the day off. That's not legal advice. That's just talks like they fucked up an operation when I was 10. Oof. I mean, it's probably worth trusting these some doctors. But I don't know the whole story, so maybe your distrust is warranted. Obviously, I imagine, yeah, a fuck up like that is always going to make you hesitant. That's like traumatic, right? You know, I say that like, you know, trust doctors, but I absolutely despise going to the dentist. So I mean, I still do it. I don't want to, but kind of have to. I fucking hate dentists. Not personally, I just don't like going to the dentist. I'm sure I've not done something that I should have done. Oh yeah, there's these ones down here that I haven't done. Apart from that, it's just a trim, right? But the more I do these, the faster it goes, which is good. What's the colour scheme for the Bladeguard? They're going to be based off of... I should have like a command for this. They're going to be based off Ocarina of Time equipment. Is it better to use a Ballistus or Brutalis in the Storm Raven? Competitively, I have no idea. I mean, I like the Brutalis because it's a way of getting it close, but I also always, without fail, get my Brutalis killed because I fly it too close. But I feel like with a Ballistus, like, repositioning Ballistus isn't that hard, so you don't really need the Storm Raven for it. Had a correct surgery because the fuck-up could have caused major problems later on. Right. That's very unfortunate. But at least the correction went well, right? So you can trust that doctor. Unless you're now, like, in a constant series of fuck-ups one after another where the previous doctor did so badly they need another doctor to fix it, and then that doctor needs another doctor to fix it, and it just kind of cycles forever. How's your hobby space so clean? Specifically, I kind of keep it relatively decluttered because I'm streaming. So I don't knock anything over, because there's so much, like, what you can see in this space is quite clean, but I've got like a webcam here on a lot, like just dangling off a light with a microphone over here. It's all a bit jank. And like on the desk next to me is a bunch of other mess, so, you know. It's the classic kind of like Instagram reality of you can see this section which looks nice and neat. But in reality, it's all falling apart. A little bit too wet. a wall-mounted bracket. I mean, there's a lot of ways I could fix the, like, I should get another, like, the way I've got, like, my microphone and the lights is, like, a desk-mounted, like, bracket thing. I could get another one. In fact, I do have another one I could use for the webcam. It's just where to put it on the desk that's not in the way. And then it's also finding the angle. Like, the best angle I've found, obviously I am now putting the model off the camera, is, like, directly above, and I've got nowhere to really hang it based on my current setup. Obviously, I've got the webcam for the VTube model as well, which obviously keeps not seeing where I go because it's all being blocked by the light and all the aforementioned garbage, and then I'm looking down away from it. So a whole host of, like, just bad plans, just all stacked on top of each other to make this incredible stream that you should like and subscribe to the channel and stuff. Yeah, I've definitely just hit that for there. I know that, so I'm just going to keep going. Actually, not as bad as I thought. Might be able to clean that up. Quick. Another masterclass in not repairing a mistake. There we go. It's one of the reasons I haven't really got a good setup for recording and documenting Warhammer games either. I'll be honest, it's all skill. We can reasonably just call it a skill issue, let's be honest. Do you think a lot of infantry and one big vehicle is strong in 1,000 points? I think that's pretty fine. Depends how big the vehicle is. Yeah, have you tried a lapel mic? It might do well for this type of setup. Maybe. You have 5k points of guard and no dawns. I mean, you have 5k points of guard, so I can only be so proud, but the lack of dawns at least is not the worst thing in the world. Alas, you cannot like the stream more than once. Unfortunate. Well, as long as you've liked it once, we're okay. Just that one last... I think I'm going to grab a little bit more of the paint. I need to shake it up a bit though. This last shoulder trim. $5k dawns, no guard. You know what? I can respect the dedication. Nothing but dawns. I like the stream. Are you happy? Happy as I could ever be. Which is relatively. Apologies, I am in concentrating silence mode. I'll be looking at chat in uno momento. So, hang in there. One slight bit of mess on that one, but not the worst. There we go. There we go. All the silver detail is done. Hooray! Quick while he's not looking. Porsche paint an Imperial Garthy Marine. How do you get your brush like that? Is it good brush or bad brush? I actually don't know. Is it bad you should be working right now? You're probably fine. As long as your work gets done and you're not falling behind on your assignments, you're alright. Maybe let's not bring up the Nazis right now. With the current state of affairs, I don't think anyone is trying to do that. I don't think we need... what's the law? Is it Godwin's law? There's a law of the internet where all arguments are centered to someone being called a Nazi, but I don't think we need to bring it up here. Even I assume it was probably a joke or just a... You know... It wasn't serious, but let's not delve into those areas. Especially right now. We'll have this up while at work? Hell yeah. Have fun at work, anyone who's at work. Next, I think what I'm going to do is... Brown. Ta-da! So what I'm going to do Gorthor Brown, because it's the only brown I already have. On all of these areas, like here. I'm going to try and do quite a light coat so you still see some of the... highlights through it. It might not work, it might be quite solid, but then I'm going to go over the contrast paint anyway, so it's probably not the worst thing in the world. I have noticed there's like a buckle back there, but you know what? That can be black, it's fine. I'm sure that'll be alright. It's okay people... Yeah, it's okay people not to like things. I don't think anyone who says you're not allowed to not like the things I like or vice versa are not trying to do it maliciously. Everyone hydrate. Hydrate check. Hydrate check complete. Was this the one I just did? No, because I've got a dot on that one. I think this is the one I just did, right? Yes. Yes? Yes. Yes, this one is the first one I did because it's got the sun symbol on it. I haven't had coffee in a while. Good call, huh? If you don't like Warhammer, you're banned. True. Everyone dehydrate. Everyone make sure you just expel all liquid from your body right now. Everyone just shrivel up. See how that works out for everyone. Ugh. Everyone go eat sand. Delicious. Right. So this is a layer paint. A nice little dobs on our palette. I don't normally do the whole closing, like, after everything if I'm using the paint a bit more. This is just kind of a safety thing for stream, because I imagine if I come and, like, try and type something over here or use the mouse, I might knock it. So I try and kind of keep as little stuff open as possible. I did read I think I saw a video, I can't remember what it was, about like paint consistency, and a good consistency is like similar to that, I think, where the paint is like just starting to like catch back, but it's not like running away. There's like a visual like check, but that feels like it might be too much now, like too thick. So as you do that, you can kind of see that like drop there. I think that's maybe what we're looking for. I could be completely wrong. Skimmed milk is like stupid suggestion. I've also decided not to put this in here, where I really should, but so we're going to do all of like these bits here. So like the I'll see through this is okay. It's quite see-through stuff. Not particularly though. It is a thin coat though, so that's kind of cracked. And being careful not to get it on anything else. A little bit more. That's too water. There we go. We did it. Imagine not knowing the consistency of skim milk. Exactly, right? Like, imagine just not knowing that something that's like 91% water is slightly different. Just been in my own Bladeguard Vets by far my favorite space from all. Hell yeah. Kind of scheme you doing for them? These are going to be Link's equipment from Ocarina of Time themed. I think it's going to be quite cool. The swords and shields and tunic colours and Elemental arrows. Maybe boots as well in there somewhere. A lot of nice little references to what I think is probably my favourite game of all time, let's be honest. Of which the majority of chat are younger than. So we'll never appreciate. Well, I'm sure they could appreciate the classic of Ocarina of Time. I paid for all this plastic so I don't remove the mold line. True. Not younger than 3D. The 3DS remake is the time between Ocarina of Time and the 3D remake is a shorter amount of time between the 3DS remake and now. So all y'all are old. Well, all of us are old. If that's gonna scare you in any way. Say all y'all like it's not just me and a few other broken 30-year-olds in chat. Ah, shit. It might be savable. I can save that. That may have made it worse. I mean, it's no worse. Not better. It's not worse. What I really ended up doing is actually ruining that bit of paint. I don't know why I'm trying to get in so close on that. Not much point. There's a bit in there that I kind of want to get, but it's also probably not worth it. The juice probably is not worth a squeeze, but that bit. No, not really. Cool. Let's make sure we get all that nice colour in there. So I'm not going to do these scabbards yet because of want to do something different with them. I think that's all of it, right? It's just the bits on the belt, really. Cool. Yeah, lower pre-orders are on Saturday. Looking nice so far. Finally bit the bullet in order starting off Warhammer 23 edition on Amazon. Hell yeah. I forgot to order paints and brushes. If only for order your 30s, you got rough road ahead of you. Yep. Yes, I do. Scaventide or Spearhead Seraphon? Scaventide has a lot of good stuff in it. and will help you start playing Spearhead. So you probably want that. If you've already have like stuff to set up Spearhead, then that's fine. Otherwise, I guess just go. If you've already got like someone you're playing with who's got the stuff, then probably the Seraphon if you want to play Seraphon. Probably, it's probably more likely. The better option. I don't know why I opened that, because I've got so much paint still on the palette. I don't know why I did that. I'll be honest. That was kind of dumb. I just kind of wasn't paying attention, really. Realistically. Same thing again. This was a little bit easy to get some of the details because of the position of the gun holster. In other instances, like this bit of the belt, that also means there's actually more details to get. Yeah, win some, yeah, lose some. Oh, well, you can just put a bit of brown on the trim of the knee pad. Degrees Fahrenheit here. That's cold. I think it's pretty cold here. It's like a few degrees Celsius. I actually don't know. Chilly. Not like horrendously cold as it has been before, but it's a bit chill. That does not feel wet enough. It's not kind of easily coming off the brush, so that's... That's better. Oh, this is a pain of a piece. Yeah, a bit on the silver there, it's not the worst thing in the world. Where is the Sphere of Atlantis? Okay, don't ask, yeah, Steve's right, don't ask again. I don't know. I don't know, stop asking. On this one, this piece here could be the Stone of Agony. That'd be quite funny. I mean, it's very easy. Just make it look like stone. I say that's very easy. It's probably very difficult to make something look like stone. But it would be funny. F is minus 12. Oh, okay, that is very cold. That's super cold. Pretty tempted to just go the easy route and you contrast speed paints, but is that a bad idea? I honestly contrast slash speed paints. I mean, the entire of the black armor is speed paint. Well, it's contrast paints. It's the grey contrast paint over kind of this style of kind of dry brushing. And it came out really nicely, so it's definitely worth doing. Don't like shy away because you think it's going to make your painting worse in the long haul. I've definitely started using more, like I started using like exclusively contrast paints, but I've started using more regular paints. But I supplement with contrast paints, but it's a good way to get, it's absolutely a good way to get started. I suggest watching War Hipster stuff if you want to get started with contrast paints. He's very good at the old contrast painting. And Alchemist Models as well on YouTube. Both of them are good contrast paint artists. I don't really mind if I get a bit brown on the Purity Sea here, because I will be cleaning that up with a different paint. Black Legion is the best black paint. Yes, Black Legion contrast paint is incredible. To the point where I actually need to buy more because I'm running out of it because I use it so much. Is it Imperial Fist yellow with a pink base coat is also a fantastic way of doing yellow, which is a notoriously difficult thing to do normally. Some of the more splotchier areas. There we go. That's another one. Not quite. Another one done. Browns. Very nice. It's a 10. I'm all right, thank you. How are you doing? Had to use Imperial Fist yellow but no pink under the skeleton hole to tone down the highlight with... Ah! That's another way of doing it. But I mean, either way, I think we can agree the Imperial Fist yellow contrast is incredible. Pro model in Rust-Oleum white, so I don't have to edge highlight. Oh. 25 minutes remaining on my shift. Oh no, that's unfortunate. I lived in a hot country 60 Celsius enough to kill me, yeah. For me, 16 Celsius is not too bad outside. Anything above like 25, even 25 itself, like, that scares me. Blue Q. Thank you for following over on Twitch. Hello, hello. What should we paint out? The shields are going to be Hylian Shield, Mirror Shield, and Kokiri Shield. And the sword's going to be Master Sword. The other thing that's not Master Sword, Begoran Sword and Kokiri Sword. I preferred white undercoat before I play yellow, but I can't refute the results soon with pink. Yeah, both are good. Owned by Phil. Thank you as well for following over on Twitch. Hello, hello. Yeah, pink undercoat is really good. Orange under yellow will get you a really warm yellow as well, yeah. There's a lot of nice ways. Like, that's the thing with contrast paints is I think they're fairly deceptive in terms of like, oh, they're just like quick paints that you can use for getting things done quickly, but they're actually also a very good tool even if you aren't like a contrast only painter. There's a lot of very cool techniques you can do with them. They can almost act as washes. There's one of my favorite contrast paints is called Pilar Glacier. It's such a thin paint that it's almost like a very nice like blue, icy blue wash. Highly recommend giving it a go. Like that over like a white or a grey looks amazing. And I may try and use it as one of the swords, because I think that gives it a nice blue sheen. But it might not be quite enough. But that's maybe a smidge on the too thin side, but too thin coats, as they say. Turn on turquoise underneath warp lightning. I joined you finishing your rubrics. Hell yeah, well done. Rubrics are a great model, and they'll look lovely when they're finished, I'm sure. Pain in the ass to paint, I'm sure you can agree, but lovely models. Sorry, entering a little bit of focus mode just to make sure these two thin coats are cool. Quick reminder that you can super chat and gift members and subs and bits, and that'll be text to speech, which means I'll hear it even when I can't read it off the screen. Oh. It's a paint very worth it, yeah, for rubrics especially. I need to go back and actually finish mine. Hey, what people mean about painting if person has to stick destroyed, not destroyed. Yeah, there's no reason to kind of be super critical about someone's paintwork. It's just not worth it. Like, point out where you think they can improve and help them, obviously constructively, but I feel like if there's one thing the internet doesn't really know how to do, it's be constructively critical. I'm sure people can try, but especially if it's kind of like unwarranted, if you're just trying to like, hey, I did this thing, and someone's like trying to help, like sometimes that can come off as a bit aggressive. Obviously, if you're asking for, you know, opinions and stuff, then fine. But if someone is making fun of your paint work, then yeah, it's not on. So when I do reviews and stuff, it's like, I think objectively there are definitely better painted than others, but any painted model that people want to share is a good model. It's done by, you know, it's done and people are proud of what they did, and it should be. You know, it's a journey for everyone, right? And comparison is the theft of joy, so you shouldn't be always comparing yourself to others, like. Even if it's not technically most proficient, there's always something to like about every paintwork, like it's part of, you know, what makes Warhammer so cool, I guess. Unfortunately, I'm going to need to get a little bit more brown out of the pot just to finish these last little bits on, because it's getting a little bit too watery. It's kind of like running onto the main body. Right now I'm delaying finishing / work on my custom Mortarian. Great stream. Perfect shouldn't stop from good enough. Exactly. That is a problem I have. Like, straight up. I will always make perfect the enemy of good. That's why I sometimes have, like, you know, anxiety over like starting a paint job, because I worry that I'm going to make a mistake and then ruin it. And I know, like, people in the chat have mentioned that as well, but sometimes you just kind of have to go for it. Which what's nice about these streams, it's kind of is forcing me to actually just, you know, put paint to model. I actually have some time to do it. And it has taken nearly 2 hours to do, not a whole lot, but I'm trying to be very careful. That's my excuse. Yeah. Painting while streaming, you kind of... I think it's fun in this community. I think because I'm not like... I don't think I've really fostered a community that's going to be like, Omega lol every time I make a mistake. Or that I'm bold at 2D platformers or something, but... I get a little bit of that, but... I think with painting compared to other things, I think because we're all kind of... We have the same experience, people are more kind of receptive to think, yeah, I probably wouldn't like if I was painting and someone was like going, haha, lmao, every time I made a mistake, so... I think we've got a pretty good community here, to be honest. Definitely started making a few mistakes here, but all fixable. There we go. There's the round done on all of the models. Hooray! Everyone applaud. It was in that order. I'll say the brown. I will go over that with a contrast paint. Imagine someone invented 3D printer, but instead of printing models, you assembled minis in, give it a file with the color scheme and paint it. How do you feel about painting time frames? I know everyone has a different angle. It took me 4 to 5. Brother. Magnus took me 2 years. 4 to 5 days. I think you're doing alright, mate. Okay, it wasn't like 2 years solid, but it was, you know, over like 2 years. It took me probably 50 hours or something. I worked it out at one point. Gonna make that paintbrush wash my ringtone. Did that... that obvious. I can't like beat the devil out of it like Bob Ross. Just built my Bladeguard. I'm finished my first game with them. Hell yeah. But I will shake my head and glare at you like a disappointed parent. So yeah, there's the brown and the silver now. You can can't really see. There we go. It is quite dark, but I'm gonna go with a contrast paint, which really helps. I think next... God, I don't know, actually. Do we get the colour in on the cloaks, do we think? That's probably going to be the biggest bang for the buck. I'm wondering if... Because I think the problem is I haven't got enough of like the dry brushing to mean contrast paints will work. So I will have to do this kind of traditionally. Is a wet palette worth it? I've just been using bits of water to thin my paint, and the dry palettes also. Yeah, I mean those are absolutely fine. The thing that I like about the wet palette is less so because I don't paint enough that kind of keeping the paint wet over long periods of time is useful. What is nice is it makes consistency a bit easier, but you don't need to get one. They're not necessary. It was against Nids, and when it was shooting face, he managed to kill all of them. How you doing? I'm trying to grind away my pile of shame, but just can't get myself to start painting. Any tips? I mean, the obvious one, which is never helpful, is just do it. I know that's really not a useful thing to say, but it is kind of the thing. It's kind of the way to do it. Making it easier to get started is always going to be useful. That might be too dark. But that's the right colour, but I need a base bit. I'm trying to think of what to do here. Do I go... Let's start with this guy. Let's make this guy green tunic. Do I go with this colour and then either that or like the wash version? Over that and then highlights? Or do I go with a lighter colour, like a grey... like a grey sear, which might be dried. And then just go straight to the contrast. I actually don't know. Okay, I'll try. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's all about, like... It's kind of getting the momentum started. And a lot of that comes down from how quickly does it get you to go from not painting to painting? If that's a lot, then it's going to be less likely you're going to start painting. But I'm doing well, thank you. I'd go with Washington's Crest, a nice colour. Look at me, the rich guy with parchment. Yeah, so I reckon that into the wash, probably better. Because in the end, essentially, it's going to be green, and I'm wondering if we go grey into a contrast or green into a shade. I just go green into a shade. Half an hour every day, suppose how much you can actually achieve. That's the other way of doing it, yeah. Like, I am not very good at doing those, like, oh, I'll do a little bit every day, because eventually, you know, I've tried, like, the no 0 days approach, where it's like, oh, yeah, anything that you do is like a 0 day. But then it becomes like, oh, I will literally do, like, one thing and then I'm done. Just to have that not be a 0 day, so it doesn't really work for me. Green into shade will be deeper colour. Let's try that. It's probably not the best green to start, but it's kind of a nice foresty green. It only really needs to be a little bit, because I'm only doing it in one section. And try and avoid all the other bits I've already done, which is probably a bit more tricky than... more easier said than done, is the phrase I'm looking for, eventually. A little bit on the not wet side. Could possibly use a bigger brush, actually, I think. Although, getting up into one of these areas, gotta be careful. A little bit streaky. I don't know if that's not wet enough. That's a little bit better. Actually, yeah, I think this brush will be good because actually here is the cloak as well. You can kind of see it kind of bunches up into the belt here. Over here as well. There's that little bit just... which realistically I probably should have done first. Before doing the brown. Though I didn't actually do that bad. In terms of actually not fucking it up. Let that dry and then get a bit more green. Slowly going into my pile of shade, going from earliest to newest. Where did it? Hello, Victoria. Martin? Hello. And hello, Cam. That's definitely too watered down. Acting more like a wash than what I actually want. That's a bit better. I never like doing the back of cloaks. It's always the worst. I'm gonna say it. I'm not afraid to say it. The backs of the cloaks suck. Hi, Ragnar, how's it going? A bit more paint out. Wash the brush. Rip my Poundland gold rattle can. Rip. Hey, Irby, how's it going? Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you, Ragnar. I used to get a bunch of supplies on Wilco's. Maybe, maybe it's you. Maybe you're the one like who's destroying all the places. Wherever you go to get stuff, they inevitably fall over. You didn't get a bunch of stuff from home base, did you? You are the harbinger of the destruction for UK UK brands. Maybe I come into this too early. Possibly. I keep pulling that though. I need to stop. Here I am trying to continue to fix the mess I made. Maybe this is still a bit too wet. He is the millennial. Yeah, you are the avocado toast that's killing everything. This stream is relaxing. I'm glad it is. It's relaxing until someone makes one of the really loud sounds go off, which fortunately has not happened so far. Was that a bait to try and make you make one of the really loud sounds by, you know, donating larger amounts of money and or many gift memberships? Who knows? It wasn't. But just a warning, there are sometimes loud sounds. Yeah, it's not actually that smooth yet, but I think it's because I'm going in too quick with the next layer. Yeah, it's definitely still wet, so we'll have to wait. We'll wait a little bit for that to dry. Technically, I can move on to the next colour and kind of start doing the next one. So I probably should, shouldn't I? Yeah. So let's do that. Let's have a look at this guy. Red. This guy looks like a Goron tunic to me. Let's move that out of the way. Probably a very similar situation with this. We'll start off with the classic Mephiston. I don't know why I got the rest of them out. We'll just start with the classic Mephiston. So how percent to start making my first model? It is one of those things which is, you know, your first model is always gonna, you know, you're always gonna get better after the first, so you gotta make it. You have a noise marine for the loud sounds. I don't. I have I guess I'm the noise marine in this situation, right? Ta-da! Love this colour. Maybe I'll go with this brush. Slightly bigger brush. I say slightly bigger, it's way bigger, Jesus Christ. This might be a mistake. Maybe I'll do this for like the main parts and then bring it down, because this is a very strong colour, as you can see. But I feel like I can get a bit more coverage with it. I feel like That's about right. A touch more. That feels good. It's quite smooth. It is a base coat, so it's going to be a bit stronger, so. Okay. I don't mind too much if I get it on that, because again, I can clean that up, but actually it's probably better just to go for it. That does feel a little bit too thick. I'm going to thin it down a smidge more. Don't go over it again, Paul. You fucking idiot. Through the back of the cloak. Be careful. Oh, so careful.
Here comes trouble!
Fucking hell. Speaking of sounds that are gonna make this less relaxing, that actually made me jump. Kikoskia! Hello, how's it going? Welcome in, Raiders. Hope you're all doing well. Don't know who I am, I'm Paul as bad at stuff. I make silly videos on the internet about Warhammer and Gunpla, and sometimes going insane, playing video games. And we're painting some stuff on my Screaming Ravens. There's a successor chapter for my Raven Guard. Welcome in, welcome in. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you had a good stream. What is bad at this boy being raided? Hell yeah. Right in time for the ads. Hooray! Da, 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 da. What have you been up to? Thought I checked back in. Good progress. Yeah, it's going well. Red is done. I'll just double check I haven't made a massive mistake. Probably have. No, not too bad. I've got a massive bit of red mist, but I don't think I've got it on anything that I didn't want to. Overall, pretty good. So that's right, along with the green one. And blue. We're going to probably start with a very classic blue. One blue that I've used far too much. Thousand Suns Blue. Ta-da! Afternoon of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Ah, very nice. That made me yeah. Serious Sam yelling, "Here comes trouble!" Turns out, quite scary. It isn't the worst sound that is available. There are a lot of worse sounds. I'm going to chuck a couple of ads on. I'm going to remind everyone to like the stream and all that stuff to help me out. And money. And have a drink before I move on to blue. So having 3k points of 1,000 Suns, you haven't got any 1,000 Suns Blue. That's interesting. I use 1,000 Suns Blue a lot, even for the things that aren't 1,000 Suns. It's a very useful colour fight, I feel. What do you think is the worst sound, like, in the world? I don't know. Like, nails and chalkboard's obviously pretty bad. Baby crying. What's the worst sound I have? There's one for, like, I don't think will ever happen. But there's one which is, like, a minute long, and it's horrible. Also, the amazing, in my opinion, Lawn Marshal Drea. That's alright. It's the new horse one, right? It's pretty good. That's definitely like that is like a good base for a Zora tunic, I feel. Steve chuckling. Yes, Steve being smug is always is never a great thing to hear. His smug aura mocks me. I'm gonna go back to the small layer, I think, for this one. That's gonna be a little bit easier to control around the gun stuff. Do you have a list of the equipment you use for streaming? I'm thinking about getting into it. I want to look around. I use OBS. That's basically it. OBS. I use VTube Studio for the VTube model. For this, I use what is a desk light, like a hobby desk light, like a bar light, with just a webcam hanging off it. So maybe don't use my stream for that kind of thing. But that's what I do. Don't really have any other. I think I really have anything else. Make my army use winter camouflage for painting in tiger traps. Hell yeah. I use like the Streamlabs thing for all the alerts. Not Stream. I don't use Streamlabs OBS. I use regular OBS and then Streamlabs like to get them through that. I'm sure there's like a billion tutorials on how to do that. So I just ordered one of them. I definitely want 2 nice thin coats of this. Followed by a wash. I think probably the wash I'll probably use is Dragonhof Nightshade. That's actually probably my favourite wash. Love me some Dragonhof Nightshade. Is that part of the song or did my headphones go weird? I think that's probably part of the song. Right, this one's going to be the most annoying to actually get into this bit. There's the gun there and the shield. Both kind of in the way. Obviously, not too bad on the shield. Really just that bit there. Need to really be careful of that, because I think behind there... There we go. Got a little bit of blue on there, but... I'm mostly concerned about the armor. I don't want to get as little paint on the armor as I can. So I'm really happy with how that's come out. I don't want to have to mess with it. Yeah, white is a very difficult color to paint. I think that's the universal truth. It takes a lot of care. You're often better just doing like an off-white. And then highlighting with the white, it looks just as good. And won't be as much of a pain in the ass. Right, and we'll wait on the blue as well. So we've got the colour in there. Give the brush a good old wash. You can look at my hairy arm, look at that. Look at my perfectly thin, bony hands. Ooh. Just join, what's the scheme idea for these? They are based off of Ocarina of Time equipment. So, Kakiri tunic, Goron tunic, Zora tunic, and then the swords and shields will be all of those. And elemental arrows in there as well. What do I use for primer? I actually use my airbrush for the primer. That's what I mostly use my airbrush for. It was, I think it's like Vallejo black airbrush primer, and then I actually hit it with a bit of a Mechanica standard grey over the top. I then did dry brush with some greys to kind of get it. You can kind of see on the shields how it would end up, a bit like that. Maybe a bit better than that. You can kind of see how the effect would be. Then I went over the whole lot black armor with the silicanum grey. which has actually come out really nicely. You can kind of see in some places, like on the... I'm going to say that, and then the camera's not going to work with me. Like, you can see kind of the edge on some of the, like, on the foot armor. It actually comes out really nicely. Out really that much effort. We're going to do the... we're going to do another coat of the green. Just try and get that a little bit more solid before we hit it with a shade. That ale blue grey is good for white. Yeah, something like a Fenrisian... That kind of the Fenrisian grey line is pretty good. I think this should be enough now that I've properly let it dry. There we go. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. No, it is a lot better. I'm going over that bit in particular. One of the problems I have as a painter is I futz. Put a lot of futz in. I try and fix something that, like, is not quite right and end up making it way worse. I'm just a bit impatient. I think impatience is... I was going to say it's my biggest hobby weakness. It's just my biggest weakness in general, let's be honest. In games I overextend too early, impatient. Trying to run a YouTube channel, I want growth now, impatient. You know, cooking, impatient. Impatience and incompetence, you know, that's me. I need another coat. It's not quite getting it up into the very top, but I honestly don't think that's matting too much. No, it's looking pretty smooth, actually. Very nice. I had to go walk the dogs, also wipe all tiny, probably because the webcam didn't pick me up. Let's go back to the slightly bigger brush, because the red one, you can see it's got a bit more kind of space to work with. In saying that, I'll definitely... We can work with this. When we see these in action, my next video, which will hopefully release on Friday, is about a game I played, which used these. Obviously, they weren't painted. Likely, you'll probably see these used in action. Probably when I go to the tournament in February. That was quite nice in terms of consistency. Let's just make sure we got no errant little bits. Really make sure I'm getting that nice colour in there. Bit more mistakes made on this pass, I think. Not horrific. Some of those again. There we go. Maybe we'll have a look and do another one, but we may just go straight for the wash. Also, your silver looks great. Love the trim on the top. Thank you. Yeah, that was I think that's probably the most careful I've been doing the silver. I haven't really made many mistakes. A couple of the shoulder pads got a bit of stuff on it, but I can fix that. See the blade guard. More like blade fart. It's gonna be still wicking around the water pot. Get yourself a GW water pot. I think most of the tools overpriced, but it's worth it. The paint pot is amazing. Oh, interesting. Why is it not Power Rangers? Because there's only 3 of them. This is gonna be based on Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. So tunics and swords and shields are all Ocarina of Time equipment. Which also means I think when I do the other 3, I could do them off of other versions of Link, like Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, and maybe like Breath of the Wild or Skyward Sword or something. Which means that at least they're all cohesive together. Blue. Yeah. I think that's still slight. I think I just need a smidge more time to dry. So everyone hydrate. Oh Jesus! I'll tip my water over. I need to hydrate a bit more. There we go. That's a bit better. It's got the boys. What he lovingly calls a brush toilet. Doesn't him that thing is a dream for cleaning brushes. Currently watching this in school. Well, hopefully you should be paying attention to what you're learning in school, unless it's rubbish. You could do 4th color Fierce Deity Mask. That's a good idea, actually. And Hero Shade. Hero Shade would be good for a chaplain, actually. Thinking about it. I need a bit more of the blue. Shrink null to boost paint. Been painting for about a year now. I love it. I'm so impatient every time I see someone like you painting very well, but also super patient. Makes me envious. I mean, I'm not a patient painter either. I think mostly I'm doing this because I'm on stream, so obviously I'm being a bit more careful and trying to, you know, being a bit more conscious of stuff, but normally I'm not that patient. I've already made a ton of mistakes today. Now I'm scratching my nose. Right, Dark Link. Also an option. There's a lot of options in that space. You could do like someone mentioned like a Navi servitor. You could do like a Navi and Midna and others in a color scheme, couldn't you? Lucio. Short sack mention! How to paint faces 1. Don't! Exactly, well done. Did I call him Big John? Hell yeah. Did you how did you find building the Redemptor? Is it alright? I know they can be a bit of a pain. I definitely struggle a little bit with the Redemptor chassis, apart from the Ballistas, which all of them should be, because the Ballistas is fucking great. So easy. Use helmets not to paint faces, I use helmets to protect in battle, we're not the same. True. Like on the Outriders, because the Outriders are a push fit kit. Like one of the riders on each like set was by default no helmet, so I just had to borrow a helmet from somewhere else. Like I'm like out of all the places, like okay, you can argue about whatever about the sergeant should wear a helmet or whatever, for whatever bullshit reason. But specifically, if you're riding a motorbike, that's like the one time you should definitely wear a helmet. Like, come on now. Oh, well, that blue's actually going pretty solid. A little bit up here needs a bit of... Right there you go. I think the blue is actually pretty much done. And what the dreadnought monster there. Look at here. What was the first thing you bought in? What brought you into contact with 40k, and what did it devolve into addiction for plastic or Vero painting? So I played 40k as a kid, originally, back in there, when I was a wee nip, and then 2021, yeah, 2021 I think it was, because I started this channel in 2022. Yes. Steve got me back into the hobby because we were just talking about Warhammer, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I think 9th edition may have been out for about a year or so, or a few months. And I saw the new Drukhari because I was like, okay, I'll have a look at, like, what, you know, I remember the models looking fine, but let's have a look at the new models. And all the new models look bloody amazing. Like the new Drukhari, I was like, holy shit, they look cool. They weren't even that new, they just look way cool. Like the Incubi look amazing. And like Centurions, I was like, oh my god, this is all amazing. I should get back into this. I have disposable income now. And the game looks fun. And the rest is history. Since you're a creative painter, I would like to ask you if you have an idea on how to paint Magnus. I'm going for an Egyptian sandstone colour theme with my 1,000 Suns. All my characters are getting one Egyptian god as a scheme, but I have no idea for Magnus. Interestingly, I did Magnus like box art style. I don't know. I don't know enough about... I was going to say Egyptian lore, but I meant like mythology. Or like... God, the lore of Egypt. Like that, I don't know. I always like the Magnuses that have like a space theme. I always like those. I bet a long time to sound had the right paint, yeah. Let's have a look. I think that's fairly solid. I don't think I want to like overdo it. Maybe the back needs a bit more. Let's have a look at the red. The red I think could maybe do with one more layer. Well, there's a bit of wet in there, so I think the blue is basically ready. Yeah, the blue looks solid. Green, I think maybe... Yeah, there's a few bits up there as well. Maybe you can't see. There's a little bit devoid of paint, so let's get a bit more on the green. A little bit more. And then... we'll rock it up from there. I have a paintbrush in my mouth, not the bristles, just the actual whole thing. Try to get more of the paint off my brush before I dip it in the water. Looks like I'll just be wasting water, wasting paint. Otherwise. You can see a little bit like that. Otherwise, we just want to make sure we got a nice covering. Where else? Honestly, I'm going to leave the top, I think. That's actually okay. We'll just get it a little bit up in there. Definitely want to make sure that this is smooth as we can. There we go. I reckon that one's done. Do I keep going small? I think it's when I go down here. No, replicate it again. I can never replicate it when I'm trying to do it. But every so often it will just go small pool. Welcome back, City Fox. Yeah, I don't know where like the position for small pool is. Back here. Okay. Enough pissing around. Enough fucking around. Let's get it done. Good. Got plenty of time to get more of this done as well, which is nice. Hello, yes, I am painting Marine. I have the same problem in the cold. I just came out the pool, it's fine. My VTuber model has just come out the pool. Yeah, keychain pool, that's a good merch idea. New barrow guards for Age of Sigma, yeah. Another reason to... Yeah. Finally, after 2 years, after the wheel has, you know, baited me twice. Finally got them done, then they were like, ah, here's new grey guard. I fucking... Could have seen that one coming, couldn't I? I possibly got a bit too much red. Then, like, I didn't need to actually put this much on my palette. We've done it now. So... Have to deal with our mistakes. Just like in real life. Don't know why I said that. Implying that painting isn't real life, but... I guess that's what I implied. Or is it that the stream isn't real life? Are you all dreaming right now? I can't tell if I've got paint on the silver or if it's just a reflection based on the light. I think I may have got a bit of paint on there. But it's so far up there you can't really tell, so I'm not too bothered. There's a little bit of red on the knee, but I think apart from that, I've actually done pretty well. Cool. I think that's all of that done. I think we're going to let that dry. Then we'll hit it with a bit of a wash. It must be when I'm down here. Like, oh, there we go. Hey, I've managed to make small ball. Come back. There we go. Managed to make small ball and actually see it. Go me. Oh. I'm gonna stretch a little bit. Ow! I stretched too much and hurt myself. Right. Let's wait for that to dry. I'm going to put that on the water just so I don't accidentally knock it over. Next, we're going to hit these with a bit of a wash once they're dry. So we can put these away. I'm probably going to do just the regular shades. So I lost Caribou Crimson for a long while last time, although I think I ended up using Agrax anyway. Maybe actually I should use Agrax because I want to do it on the... I want to do the leather anyway, so maybe I should hit it with that. And if I can find Dragon of Nightshade, that'd be lovely. Oh no, at least, oh no, I didn't want to hit it with that. I want to hit it with that. Maybe I'll try Caribou. I'm going to be over here lifting paints going, nope, not that one for a while, so give us a moment. Oh, there's Caribou Gundam. I actually found it. Now I want Drakenhof Nightshade. Is that one? Nope. That one. Nope. That one. Nope. That one. Nope. That one? That one? No. Hey, I found them both. So, Caribou Crimson. So green, blue, and red. Very nice shades, very nice shades. And snake white leather over all of the brown. I'm not actually going to hit it with a wash first. It's going to be the wash. I imagine I went small again. Was it when I was over here? I can't. Yay! Oh. Come on. Hey, there we go. Hello. We're all the way back over here. How's it going, everyone? This is hurting my back because I have to lean so far over. I'm going to come back now. Everyone, boo! Boo! Regular size portals back. Bring a small portal. Currently using the RGB settings on my PC as a desk lamp for proper lighting. Oh, terrible idea. Do a shot of washes. No. That'll be my that'll be the way I get people to keep the channel going. If you donate, I will make small Paul more likely or something. I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to do that, so I can't exactly promise anything. Or can I? Can I promise everything? Who knows? I do. I know. What was I looking at? I was looking at my phone. I was looking at my phone because I'm a great streamer who doesn't actually stream. We want small Paul. What's the theme for these guys? This is so the swords and shields are going to be this is probably going to be Kokiri. So Kokiri sword, Kokiri shield. I'm thinking Master Sword and hiding. No, I think maybe Master Sword, hiding and shield. Iron boots here. So that kind of keeps it all in the blues, and then mirror shield, Figuron sword, hover boots. I think that would be the best, and this will be Kokiri boots if I need to. I don't think I really do. Apparently I did get a big old bit of brown on that, so that's unfortunate. 32mm scale Paul is accurate. Have you got any Horus Heresy kits? I have not, no. Is there any Ocarina shape object for the blue guy? I don't see one. There might be on another one. I was thinking that maybe like something like that could be like the Stone of Agony or something. I don't see an ocarina. I guess like maybe the gun hilt looks a bit like an ocarina, but I don't think that really counts. I can make one, but I'm not going to. U2's figure of Paul. Just got. What's the theme? Next time I do this, remind me to put like an exclamation mark theme. It's Legend of Zelda. It's Ocarina of Time equipment. Right, I'm gonna say. Well, actually, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say we can actually go straight in with the snake white leather because we're doing the leather stuff. So we can do all of that now and get that sorted because we know the brown is definitely dry. Hot sauce, call it Paul Pepper. That'll be all the kind of like weird and wonderful stuff that I make as merch, just like hot sauce. I don't even eat that much hot sauce, if any, so. But I'll avoid all of the obvious ones, like a keychain or like a pin of like small Paul. All of those things are obvious. I'll go for the weird stuff. Just to, I don't know. For basically no reason, really. I think a medium layer. would be probably most appropriate. Now I need to be careful, so I'm gonna go quiet. If you want to talk to me, make money, do stuff, and that TCS's. But I want to make sure I don't spill any of this. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do contrast paint over the brown. I don't want it like too thick like this, so let's move some of that around. So you get this lovely dark. Look, and because it's contrast paint rather than a shade, does actually potentially cover some mistakes as well. But we were saying earlier about contrast paints. Like, this is one of the uses of contrast paints. Outside of just being quick, just using it as like a... yeah, essentially a shade. It looks very nice. It's a bit easier to work with as well. Saves a bit of time. It looks quite nice. I don't know if putting it over like a light brown is better, or maybe doing it over like an actual like much lighter color, but I like the way it looks. That's why I want to be careful, because this color can pool quite badly. That's one of the things with contrast paints, is the pooling does get a little bit concerning. It's nice and easy to apply, which is the main advantage. Saying this like I'm an expert, I'm not. But I definitely think, like, people, you know, are you a contrast painter or are you like a regular painter? I think, obviously, some people, like we mentioned before, like people like War Hipster or Alchemist Models, who are very good at majority contrast paint work. I'm sure even they might agree that, you know, being able to do both and using both at the right times is probably the best option. There you go. You see it's already starting to dry quite nicely. Nice solid colour there. Hope people like that. Chaos Paul VTuber model. My first time catching one of your streams, you make amazing models video. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Falling is too bad you've thinned. Yeah, you can also use the like contrast medium. You have a video with Centurion in the title. If not, you should definitely make one. How else we? I haven't actually. I don't think I've got one with Centurion in the title. If I want to dominate the algorithm, I really should just put more titty models on, because that seems to be the way to do it. Literally, more liked than me finishing my 2,000 points of Screaming Ravens on my community YouTube community page is just showing that people went back and looked at a titty model. That is the most liked thing now. I should do a specific like Centurion model. That should obviously be your 100th video, Centurion. Yeah, that's true. I should actually see how many videos I've got. Obviously, the count to be wrong because of streams. I don't think I've done 100 videos yet. If I've done over 100, that's a missed opportunity, and this is why I'm a terrible YouTuber. So I miss opportunities like that, which would have been perfect. But you're right. Like, you're absolutely right. Okay, that's an annoying thing I've just done there. It's not the worst. You kind of see how it would look now that I've done that. That's how it would look if you just did it straight over the thing. It's got a slightly lighter tone to it. Again, I'm not too upset if I do hit that though. So I will be going over that again when I come to do the details. Okay, let's just making sure that the armor is avoided as much as possible. Even though I made a mistake there, it's not the end of the world. Good. If it was the end of the world, that would be really worrisome. Man causes end of world because he painted wrong. There's a like a story idea in that, right? Like a book or a show or a film or a game. Obviously the phrase is like, oh, you know, it's not the end of the world. What if it was? What if, like, doing that mistake was the end of the world? Like, you know that if you make that mistake, it will be the end of the world. But one man, with one thing, that statement is in fact true. That'd be interesting? Probably not. I'm gonna get a little bit of the... There we go. I do like how that looks. It just gives it so much extra. You know what I mean? Gonna give this a bit more of a shake. Light speed before stream, should I go prime my rider? Yes! Although I think you're already gone. I'll have you know people went back and viewed that image for the abs, not the booba. I mean, it's still for the... It's for the plot though, which is still the thing. That's the main reason people went to look at it. I was so tempted. I didn't do it in the end, and maybe I should at some point. Change the thumbnail to include one of those minis. Basically, change where the trophy is and change it to one of those minis, and see how that affects how many people click on it. But I kind of don't want to foster that too much. It was funny once. I feel like I don't need to do it constantly. Not to say I won't do it again because I'm desperate for content and for, you know, people to help me grow my channel, but, you know, feels a little bit exploitative. Thank you for the stream, got me to finish my Vashra. Hell yeah. What's the same chapter do you think Scream Raymond's can do best against? You can't say Emperor's Children. I think Screaming Ravens are probably not... Probably wouldn't do great into World Eaters. They'd probably do fine into Death... I think they're probably going to be best into Death Guard. Maybe. I've never had played that matchup, but I imagine that matchup might not be too bad for me. Because I've got so much like anti-elite, like Melter and stuff like that. But Death Guard are very tough. Also not super killy, and I'm also quite tough, so... It'd be an interesting matchup. I think World Eaters, would just kill me too... If World Eaters get into my Centurions, I'm absolutely boned. And I think they would do it very easily. Thousand Suns, I think... It honestly depends on the player. I reckon a competent Thousand Suns player would just destroy me, because I think they would destroy anyone. Thousand Suns are just so complicated, I wouldn't know what I was doing. And... I guess regular Chaos Space Marines? I don't really know the lists. I think I'd do okay. I think it's that'll be very matchup dependent, or very player dependent. And to be honest, all of them would be, but assuming of equal skill, I think I have the most advantage against Death Guard, maybe. Again, I don't actually really know. I say that like I, actually have an idea of what would happen. We'll just say it's a favourable matchup, and until I am proved otherwise. Hello, Newbie Panda, how's it going? Here we go. That's all 3 of those. They're going to take a little bit of a while to dry, so I'm going to let them go for a little bit longer. I'll show you other people build models to maybe get my brain to continue mine. Nice. How are you? I'm doing right. Do Scream Ravens prefer to shoot at infantry or vehicles? Very dependent on the unit. Most of my shooting... Well, no. Devastated Centurions want to be shooting at vehicles. A lot of my army wants to be shooting at, like, elite infantry. Devastated Centurions also want to shoot infantry with their rockets. But mostly they're kind of my vehicle killers. My Assault Centurions are melee vehicle killers. And then my Vanguard Spearhead... Vanguard Vet Strike Bomb is anti-infantry. And then my Assault Centurion shooting is a bit of both. So it kind of... It takes all comers. I am better against a list that isn't a lot of vehicles. That's where it falls apart. Because my vehicles are kind of dependent on... Sorry, because my list is very dependent on, like, one unit for killing big vehicles. If you can take that unit out and you still have a lot of big vehicles, I struggle. Apart from all that other rerolling life 8. I have a lot of rerolls, right? So I can kind of stack the deck in my favor a lot more against vehicles. But yeah. That's that. All done. Gonna let that dry for a little bit so we can just have a bit of a chat. How's it going? 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 Bit of the old So is this good against balancing? Yes, basically my list is basically good if I don't lose some key units, I'll be alright. What chapter are you painting? This is my custom chapter, Screaming Ravens. The Raven Guard Successor chapter. My list is very dependent on softening opponents before having a melee jump at them. Yeah. What is the Shrike Bomb? So the Shrike Bomb is... So Caven Shrike allows the unit it joins... It gives it a rule which means you cannot be shot over 12 inches away. Sorry, you cannot be shot unless the shooter is within 12 inches. So that plus 10... I use it with 10 Vanguard Veterans. And Rapid Ingress allows you to bring a unit down on your opponent's turn. The stratagem that allows you to bring something that was in Deep Strike or Street Reserves down onto the board in your opponent's turn. Which means if you Rapid Ingress them just over 12 inches away from any opponent, you can just put them there, and on your opponent's turn, they can do nothing about it. They have a 12-inch move, so if you're like 12.01 inches away, when it becomes your turn, they can just move to within an inch, and they've got Inferno Pistols and could just kill something. And then they've got lethal hits on the Vanguard Vets. Obviously, Oath of the Moment means they're re-rolling. A lot of good stuff in there. So that's the Shrike Bomb. It's quite expensive, but it's essentially a you Rapid Ingress it and go, this thing you cannot touch, but it's here now and it will hurt you next turn. +1 to wound on the chainswords if you or on the Vanguard weapons if you Oath the Moment as well. That didn't used to be a thing, but it is now. But it is very scary. Vindicare sound like a problem with them. They probably would be. I've never actually come up against Vindicare, so... Doomsday Arcs are very scary. That is one of the scariest things. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and manipulate Small Paul. If I get a Small Paul, I will go and refill my drink. So I'll be right back briefly. Stick around. Thank you for watching. Like the stream. Money for Small Paul. Hooray! Let me try and get Small Paul active. Oh, I think I got it. Come back, Small Paul. Hang on. Oh. Small Paul? Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. I need to go get a drink. And probably refresh my water. Small Paul it. I don't know how to manipulate. Here? I'm just rocking around weirdly on my chair now. You know what? Why don't I just do it this way? This is going to be way easier. Alright, bye. Hello. How's everyone enjoying a small pool? Oh god. What happened? You okay, buddy? Uh-oh. I think by doing that, I may have broken the program. Whoops. Oh, well, we'll be fine. Oh, God, no, it fixed itself. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Don't be afraid. Okay, I need to put it back to, like, regular size. That was about regular. Hey, we did it. That's probably why. Ah! Big Paul. Anyway, welcome back. I say welcome back. I'm the one who returned. None of you left. Welcome back, me. Be not afraid. Biblically sized Paul. Silver Tortiste. Silver Tortiste. Thank you for following. Thank you very much. And Newbie Panda, thank you. 560. Wow, nice. Thank you very much. 560. I don't know why it's doing every 10. I might change the goal to be like 1,000 just so it stops reminding me every 10. More centurions? Not quite. Why did you message me? Okay, weird. Right. That's looking actually quite dry now. You can see it's kind of done the shading nicely for us. It's got that like dark leather look, which I really like. With minimal effort. Not no effort, but minimal. I'm not even going to try and futz with it, because I might ruin it. But I will, what I'm going to do the specific washes for each of the cloaks now. So we're going to want to get some Bealton green onto the green. Carabao Crimson onto the red. And Drakenhoth Nightshade onto the blue. Then we can work out from there what we do next. And then, yeah, shields and swords I think are going to be a major thing. What could a person do with just Centurion armor? I think actually pretty well. They're slow, so you may need some transports, but I reckon you can do pretty well. What's the inspiration behind painting the Ocarina of Time style? Art? I mean, it's just a game I like. And I also like the idea, because of the way the cloaks are, having them be the tunics, which I think someone in the description, not the description, in the comments of the painting video mentioned about this. I was always going to do one of them as the Master Sword and Hylian Shield, and I had a couple of other ideas. When someone mentioned about making the cloaks the tunics, I was like, that's a really good idea. And then someone in chat, again, I'm so sorry for forgetting who you were. I will try and find your name for if I make a video. Don't know if I will. Like somewhere, maybe on the Iron Halos, have the like the elemental arrows. I want to do the boots as well for some of these. Not on this one. Maybe like iron boots and hover boots on these two. I think it's pretty cool. Vanguard make them way stronger, otherwise they need to be some kind of transport player. Yeah. The thing with the Vanguard Spearhead is it makes them very strong, but obviously you can only use that stuff on one unit. So having 2 units of Centurion Devastators is good, but obviously you can only really like jump one around, which might be fine. But yeah, anything that can slow down. I think Christian von Carmen in his video mentioned like if you can rapid ingress something to get into there, shut these Devastators down in melee. It's a very good way of doing it. How many points will the Raven Guard army be? I mean, this is for my 2,000 point list. My army probably now is close to 3,000, I think. Favorite Pokemon? It's either Scyther or Haunter. I think possibly Scyther. We're going to go the same brush, I think. Medium layer. The amount of this shade. Very similar to what we did before. Get that on there. That was actually not really changing the colour as much as I thought it. Also, I don't want it to pool too much, so want to go crazy with it. Try and spread that out a bit upwards. Like that. Get up into there as well. It's done just enough though. I do want to make sure that that doesn't fall there. There's a one thing I'm not very good at is cloaks. I always let it pool a bit too much. Then I have those horrible like big splotches. Which I then have to clean up anyway. That's gone alright. Which you can see a bit of sprue there. It's really poking out now because of my fuck up earlier. Not super vivid, but it's quite nice. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. Lucari. Oh, I wonder why you like Lucari. Yeah, Judicia the other day. Yes, I do. I have a Judicia. I'm using the blade-driven deep, which allows him to deep strike. Opponent can't score if they're busy being dead. True. What's some of the better transports for Space Marines? I think Land Raiders are pretty common, but I love the Storm Raven because I am just that way inclined. The pooling on that's not going to be terrible. I do want to actually really want to be smidge careful with it though. That's gonna fix it. How many armies do I have? 3 main ones. This 1,000 Sons of Drukhari. I have a couple of Age of Sigmar ones as well. Not really in a playable state, but I do have them. Life-size plush of Lucari. Yeah, Scyther's my favourite Pokemon. I love Scyther. Just because he's cool. I very much like, you know, again, I'm old, so that generation. There's quite a few of the new ones are pretty cool. I liked Tinkerton just because it reminds me of Poppy from League of Legends, and that's very funny. I like the bird, some of the new birds as well, like Corviknight. I think is pretty cool. This what in Drukhari? 1,000 Suns. Did you once say you got Sister's Christmas? It was a couple of years ago. I got the Sister's Christmas box. I also bought some Sisters off someone, Alchemist Brothers actually. So I have a decent amount of Sisters. I just don't play them. I've never really played them. I was like, I bought the Sister box. So I really like the Nundums. I was like, ah, hell yeah. I'm assuming do our rematch Ross with our code that Sisters are out. Yeah, probably. Obligatory short stack mention for duels. I mean, sure. I mean, close enough, I guess. I mean, I also play a female goblin with my latest D&D character. I mean, not to... I'm not beating the allegations, let's just say that. Ooh. Yeah, that stopped kind of the pooling. That's nice. That actually looks really good. Subtle, but it's got a nice shine to it. All a femboy short tag. I don't think I mentioned about that part. You can thin down Thousands with way down when compared to normal DW. Yeah, Thousand Suns blue is amazing. Who painted the Tech Marine? Steve did. Hedgehog above you. Let's say you have a title. Yeah, I do. Legitimately though, in the video, obviously, I included a like a short stack like grot mini. That was not my intention. I just saw it was just one of the ones that I saw when I googled like 40k Lu model or something for that joke. I think one of the websites or one of the creators had that as well. I was like, well, I'm going to include that because that's funny. What's the theme? It is Legend of Zelda. It's Ocarina of Time. I convinced my wife to name one of our pet rats Lanesh. And I try to convince her to name one of the girls Nurgle. Anything interesting about the 40k rules at TT you're going to try and implicate them more in the next TT? I don't think so. The government now knows you search for 4K loon models. Ah. I'm sure I've searched worse in my time. And so have you. Statistically, everyone in this chat has probably searched something that's going to put them on the list. Not even like a bad list, just like a boring list. There are lists for everything these days. So the one thing I'm not confident in doing overall is cloaks. Like, I get the idea of like trying to get the shadows and the highlights through like glazing, but I've never been good at it. Never been good at it. So I might leave it like that. We'll see. Get a Neurothictor. 28 rats. Good God. A lot of rats. Lego Small again. Have any homebrew advice for players that don't go to tournaments? Have fun with it. Like, homebrew is fun. Especially you're not going to tournaments. Like, the main thing I would say is if you're making something, the best way to kind of test if it's actually any good is to give it to your opponent. So if it's too strong, then you're not exactly like going in there and you know, trying to wreck them with your OP super build that you made just to kill them. They get the opportunity to kind of point out the problems, and then you can nerf it or buff it depending. Stream members had a traitor nemesis. Who would it be? So singing pigeons. I guess it'd be silent pigeons, right? But I guess whatever Steve's knights are. I don't know, I guess like that'll be interesting to explore. I don't know. One of the two unknown legions, true. 28 rats over you and your wife, true. I made a big battle barge for my Horus, so big it takes for the whole deployment zone. Mate, have a rule where your battle barge is the deployment zone. It'd be weird with some of like the odd-shaped ones, but it might be quite interesting. This isn't a situation, build on sound, where you just have a rat infestation. You were like, I mean, at this point, we might as well just have them as pets. I had 6 at first, I had to play the birds beast. Ah. So, a bunch of birds and bees flew some more rats into you, gotcha. Let's have a look at some of the ones that are drying. Yeah, that looks good, I like that. Not fully dry yet, but we'll let it keep going. We can start working on that. We got the red one. I think that one's come out really nicely as well. Very nice, very nice. Bit of, you can see the kind of the... I missed a bit of the thing there, that's fine, at the back. I could probably cover that with gamer grass, so it doesn't actually it won't actually be a problem. Maybe want to just stop that falling too much into the recesses there. Just a little bit. On this one as well. Just put that out a little bit. There we go. Just got out a mouse problem at home when I first saw them, and they got stuck in my work. I look at them and go, "Oh, you're so adorable." True, yeah. Cute, but where are the tactical pots? That's a good idea, actually. Yeah. I need some smashed pottery on the bases, don't I? God damn it. You're right. Very Chaos God Zinch. Yeah, so the shields. What we got left to do? Shields, eyes. Oh, we'll ignore eyes. Like, it's the main thing is those two, and then you got obviously like all the little details and some cleanup. Not a huge amount left. Scabbards are going to be interesting to try and work out. There's stuff like this where I might just paint them silver or gold or something. Obviously the cloaks, I think, we can come back and maybe do a bit of highlighting on them if they need it. But for now, I think they look alright. I assume there'll probably be cleanup on the armor as well in places. In here, I'll just lay them like that. I'll just hold them like that. Kind of see what I've done so far. I'm struggling to hold 3 models backwards. I mean, I could just lay them down like that, right? There you go. That's what we've got so far. They're pretty good. They don't look overloaded, which is always a problem I have. Like my Yoshi one, I have basically finished. Maybe a little overloaded with color. I think it looks pretty cool. Guys, you kind of see a similar on the things, a bit darker. Also, I need to do the base because I ran out of basing materials, and I need to fix this stone so it's less like just grey. That is the first intercessor done. Does he poop eggs as well? He has egg grenades. Not very well done, but he does have egg grenades. Good work, Paul. Is good stuff. Thank you. Researching mouse care for when I eventually own pet mouse of my own, and I found out how low standards are kept for rodents, even places where you can... Yeah. I think, though, that's probably a good time. Call it. It's coming up to 5 o'clock, which is normally when I finish anyway, and I don't think... I want to make sure that properly dries. I don't think I can really start the next section. So I'll hang around for a little bit, just say hello, so we'll have a bit of a chat. If you got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, you know, thanks for joining. But I'll like slowly do a bit of cleanup while we have a chat. Watch a video that get 1 million views on YouTube. A family of foxes in my backyard started screaming. Very different vibe to the rest of my content, but sure. Do you have a Discord? Yes, it's in the description. I think exclamation mark Discord also might get you there. Oh, I should probably show for people who didn't see it before. So people have come and gone. The full art shiny crab locks that I got in the post mysteriously. So grommet mug and everything. Very cool. A friend of mine did that. Fortunately, it's someone I know. Because I was worried when I got post 2 Porter's ballot stuff. I was like, excuse me. Bit weird. Weird flex, but okay. Pile of Shame reviews continue Thursday. Yes! Not alt art 0 out of 10. It's full art at least. Yes, tomorrow will be model reviews. Model reviews from July. So if you posted a completed model in July, then you should join tomorrow if you can, or watch the VOD, because that'll be when I review those. I'm going to try and do like each week, do a month that I need to catch up on. Except for October, I think will probably take a little longer. But because the afternoon streams go longer normally, usually 3 hours plus, it allows me to catch up a bit more. Does Deathwatch Army even exist? Yes, and they won LVO. Like, Deathwatch are really good now. No clue if you post it? Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what goes where, but that's what we'll do. And then, yeah, Thursday, more Pile of Shame reviews. Friday will be video. Hooray! Everyone applaud for the video. Everyone clap and like the stream for the video. Yay, video! Woo! And then sorry, yeah, noises. I'm putting my light away. And then yeah, I might do another weekend get to work stream because I don't really want to go into next week with still that game on my mind. So I might maybe there'll be a super secret stream at some point to finish off get to work as well. Good grief, the card shop video was interesting, but at some point I started to worry. Yeah, I made that video, and then obviously the next video was my latest one, which is also insane. So people are a bit worried, but don't worry, I am actually doing very well. My next video will be less insane. So you're in July for model reviews. I think I'm in July. I'll need to go back and double check. It's been a while since I've done any reviews. Mini story. I mean, based on the fact that how easy, how much the same all of those games are. If I just find, I'm pretty sure I could find the assets they use and make one myself. Gonna go to the next time. All right. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm doing very, very well. And I was speaking to my friends about this. Like, and I've said this before on stream, I'm at like the cusp of like this being like fully successful, but I am going to probably keep this going after January because it is just about there, like breaking even, especially with the sponsorship of Table.Stronghold. If you go to table.stronghold.com, you can get $7. Like that is keeping this kind of break even for my expenses, which is really good. But I don't know if that's sustainable. But I'm happy to give it a go because I am so much happier doing this than anything else. And obviously, like, you know, streaming like this, seeing all you guys in stream and happy joining me, all the support really, really helps out. And will allow me to keep doing this. So thank you very much for all that. So yeah, sharing it with people as well, that's always useful. One thing with the latest videos, they're doing very well, but I think to get a proper like banger video in terms of like views, they need to find new people, and that's very difficult. Hey Paul, what's up? But yeah, trying to get a video out each week is the hope. But there will be times where obviously I will be away, but I'm going to try, and there may be like some weeks where I don't stream like 4 days a week. So I enjoy the streams. I may need to like catch up on video stuff. So I can get like a couple of videos in the bank, and that's gonna be really useful. I've never really been in that position. I basically fly by the seat of my pants for every video, which is very funny. Like, you know, I scripted this week's video on Monday. I recorded it today. I'm gonna edit it and like edited the audio. I'm gonna pull that tomorrow. Living video to video, exactly. How insane will the new TT tournament video be if you have to play against more rogue tools? Oh, it'll go mental. Watching Chaotic Pinky. We vote for troops per kill watching the stream. Chaotic Pinky, I've never heard of them. I don't think I'm even here on Saturday, so I hope it goes well for them. I work on any conversions for your army. Not at the moment. I think after the tournament I might look into some more conversion work. Because the problem with converting, it takes a little while. I mean, the closest I guess is going to be my Grommet. I might Grommet Judicia might have what was the same? Might have like little ears that I make out of green stuff. Can we do once a year the best and worst of Paul? Could do like a yearly Paul award. Maybe do that as part of like my Q&As. Maybe make those streams and we can do like a best and worst yearly thing. I'll think about it. Collaborating bats around people. Yeah, I definitely want to look into collaborations. Probably next month, or maybe the month after. Because I am also doing a lot of other stuff just outside of this kind of stuff. My community meeting was November. A little while, yeah. I had a funny idea. I messaged Scary last night just to congratulate him on his win, and we had a bit of a conversation just about like how my channel's going or whatever. I kind of want to do a collab with him at some point. I have an idea. I might bring it up with him at some point. Probably after he's had a bit of a rest because he's just come back from LVO. Where it's like how much of a handicap does a pro player need to beat for me to be able to beat him? So like, do some like games or like little skits where it's like, okay, you can play, but I'm going to hide your dice around the building, and now you have to find the dice before you can roll them, and you're still on a timer. So really stupid stuff like that. It might be quite fun. Going Grommet for Juicy and not something like Fierce Deadly. Yeah, I think because I decided on Grommet already, and I think by making him not Zelda related, it means he could move to other things if needs be. And I like the idea of a Grommet Judicio. It makes a lot of sense. Any sort of painting off-white? I'm not very good at painting white. You need to find someone else. Hello! Welcome in. I say welcome in, I'm just about to leave, but I'm enjoying painting. It was 2 a.m, so I can't remember it. Community challenge ideas at 2 a.m. Every unique Killer Pro gets added to your list. Alright, I am also heading off as well. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. Thank you again for all the follows, support, all that stuff. All the members, all the chats. Had a good time. Hope you all had a good time as well. I'll see you tomorrow for some other reviews. Have a good rest of your day. And good luck. I don't know why I said good luck. Anyway, bye.